Hello, families. I'm Shannon Finley. I'm the K through 5 ELA curriculum coordinator for the Walpole Public Schools. And if you're watching this video, it means that your child's classroom teacher is going to be sharing some mini lessons I created to support opinion writing. So I'm going to share my screen and just talk a little bit about the come and what you might see on the videos. So as I mentioned, the goal is going to be opinion writing. So students will be forming their opinion first about a problem they're seeing at home, in their neighborhood, and in the world, and thinking about how they can use their opinion to convince others to change their ways and make the world a better place. In the second half of the unit, we'll be thinking about writing reviews of all kinds. So we'll be giving students some options in terms that they could write a review about the best board game to play, the best video game, the best movie, the best backyard game. So tons of options for students to think about writing a review, and I will guide them through that through my mini lessons. So the biggest goal is to get kids to think about and form an opinion around a topic, right? And so for kindergarten, that's really the goal. Think about something, form an opinion about it, boom, you've got it, right? The next layer of that is to think about, well, now I have my opinion. What are my strong reasons for that opinion, right? What are the reasons that I can write to then try to convince somebody to agree with my opinion? And then the next layer of that, so now you're thinking maybe second, third grade, that have strong reasons, and then be supporting those strong reasons with facts and examples, maybe an interview or some survey data or a personal story. And then along with that, as you sort of advance in the grades, you're going to want to have an introduction that introduces your reader to your topic and states your opinion. And you're going to want to have a strong conclusion in which you wrap up and leave your reader with a lasting message or a call to action, or some way that your reader walks away from your opinion essay and they're excited to do something, right? Or you've convinced them of your ways. So that's really how the progression of opinion writing goes from kindergarten all the way up to fifth grade. And so I wanted to just remind you that what we're really getting our students to try to do is to go through the writing process, not to just to complete a writing product, but really go through the writing process. So at any point in time, if we were in a class, you're going to have some students that are collecting and generating ideas. And for some kids, this is really hard. This is where they get stuck. They can't come up with an idea. And so oftentimes it's so easy to say, well, just write about this, right? And we can give them ideas, but we want to know, we want to support them in their own ideas and finding strategies to come up with those ideas. And that can be really hard. So then they choose their idea, they develop their idea, they just start to think about it. Especially in the younger grades, it's great to really rehearse through talking. So if I'm writing about my opinion, I might share my opinion orally and talk it through with somebody before I write it down. That can really work well for any child. And then sketching can help. Again, some students really benefit from sketching out what they want to write before they write it down. And then that drafting is where we try to let go of the perfectionism, right? We try to get our ideas down, knowing that this is just a draft, and that the most important part of writing is the revision, where we go back, we take some things out, we add some things in, we change a word, and we really revise our drafts. And editing is where we think about our capital letters, our periods, making it those mechanics, fine-tuning those mechanics, and then publishing, and then celebrating. So real quick, your child might be writing something that looks like this, right? If they're in the younger grades, doing their best with phonetic spelling, and thinking about getting their ideas down on paper, and celebrate that. That's amazing. Writing, especially at home, is hard. So whatever your child is writing, really celebrate that. Some of your children's writing may look like this, where they're now starting to think about capitals and periods and making their writing a little bit more structured and organized. And then this writer is writing all about Pokemon and how that's the best. Pokemon Handbook is the best trainer book. And then this child, you may have your child writing more like this, right? Where this child is writing to the president and thinking and trying to convince the president why they shouldn't have state tests, right? And so what I wanted you to think about as you're supporting your writers at home is really whatever they're writing, try to celebrate what they're writing, because that is really hard, and try to celebrate the process that they're going through rather than that final product, right? Would much rather see something turned in that has imperfections, that we can see that your writers have really worked on and tried their best to go through that writing process, than this perfectly finalized piece. So I hope you find that helpful. Please reach out to me with any questions, or your classroom teacher, and I can't wait to see what your writers come up with. Thanks so much.